You should now have all the required components to generate your message, your attached version of your definition, the generation rule set, the associated template, and default CSV. The second method to generate your message is through a data model. We select the action Create Model from Template. Ensure that we set a model name. Ensure that Fast CSV is selected as on. Model description. And select a data catalog. If you haven't created your own data catalog, use the default one. The drop down, it will build out the different variations from your list into the data model. You have the ability to add in multiple data generations and multiple data activities to the same model if you wish to execute multiple processes from the data defined within the model you're creating. Click Execute and your model will be created. Find your initially created model linked to your data activity. It can also be found through the Explorer. To open it, simply click on the link. The created model contains tasks for each different parameter that existed within our template and data rule set. For the parameter currency, it has picked up the data list and it has used the rows inside of that to model out the different variations that we may want to test for this specific parameter. Now we can begin to build on top of this your final data model by looking at the various ranges and edge case values you want to test for your different parameters and overlaying any other business rules onto the logic of the model. Here you can see a finished version of a data model. I've modeled out the variations that I want to test for my different parameters, as well as thinking about any relevant negative test data combinations. You can see here I have variations for currency, number of transactions, and I'm also varying the different financial institutions that I'm going to be testing, along with varying which optional sections of my message I'm going to be including. I also have some invalid messages that I'll be generating for invalid financial institutions and invalid currencies. Now that we have this final model in place, we can utilize Test Modeler's coverage capabilities in order to create an optimized set of test data messages. We go to Test Generation, select a test suite that we're going to be working with, go to Coverage Profile, set our coverage profile, and click Generate. For more information on coverage profiles, please see the knowledge base. Once the generation is finished, you have a number of paths that have been created through your model. Each of these paths represents a unique combination of data for the various values of the different parameters we've set, and therefore represents a unique message. If we click through these different paths, you'll see that they all represent a unique combination, so we can ensure high coverage test data is being generated. Now that we have optimized and created all of our test data combinations we want to generate for, to do this, we simply hit the Run option, select Test Data Management, choose your server, and select Create Model Data. You can then execute this, and once the job is run, we'll be able to download our data. As you can see here, 35 different generated messages and used for our testing. It is also possible to invoke these jobs through our API call or embedded iframes. You can also fire out these messages into MQs or other locations ready for test as part of the end-to-end process. For more information on this, please see our knowledge base.